Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
EcoBank.
Attorney General freezes all assets believed to have been obtained from illegal proceeds of alleged criminal syndicates of the former Buffer Stock CEO, Abdul Hanan Wahab.
Also coming up, former Deputy Director of National Service Authority, Gifty Owari, pleads not guilty to multiple charges, including stealing and causing financial loss to the state.
In Parliament, minority accuses government of deliberate ploy to avoid passing the anti-LGBTQ bill into law.
Later in business, Ghana's informal cross-border trade hit 7.4 billion cedis in Q4 of 2024, representing a 4.3% increase of trade.
Elsewhere around the world, at least 7 people killed, including 2 children, during intense Russian drone and missile strikes on Ukraine.
We have details of all these stories and more. Do stay with us. Do let your comments come and we'll be happy to share it with the rest of the world. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu. Now to the details. The Attorney General has frozen all assets believed to have been obtained from the illegal proceeds of the alleged criminal syndicate of the former Buffer Stock CEO, Abdul Hanan Wahab, breaking down details of an alleged 40 million cedis loot by the former Akufo-Addo appointee. Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayine says he is filing formal charges against the former Buffer Stock CEO on Friday.
A fresh case of financial misappropriation involving the former Chief Executive Officer of the National Buffer Stock Company, Hanan Abdul Wahab, under the previous Akufo-Addo administration, uncovered by the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine.
Within the period between 2017 and 2024, Mr. Abdul Wahab, in concert with Richard Samasanti and Bismarck Owusu-Boakye, orchestrated a transfer of 78,269,084 Ghana cedis and 4 pesos from the bank accounts of Buffer Stock Company to a private company linked to Hanan Abdul Wahab, his wife, and staff of Buffer Stock at Republic Bank and EcoBank. We have decided to charge Mr. Hanan Abdul Wahab and his wife, Faiza Sedu with stealing, conspiracy to steal, causing financial loss to the state, using public office for profit, obtaining public property by false statements, and money laundering.
Dr. Ayine said investigations conducted by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, YOCO, found that Abdul Wahab and his wife, Faiza Sedu embezzled over 40 million cedis in state funds earmarked for the school feeding program during his tenure as the CEO of the company from 2017 to 2024.
We have frozen all the assets of Hanan that I have listed, including a 10 million Ghana cedis fixed deposit account at Republic Bank, Labone branch. That is the liquid assets. They also, had a lot of bags. I didn't want to list them. The wife has over 61 luxury bags. All right, name them. He himself was buying watches, some costing as much as 1.5 million Ghana cedis and so on. We have taken note of all of them, and so we've done the freezing, including those of the vehicles.
The couple, he alleged, laundered the stolen funds through 7 different enterprises, details of which are expected to be disclosed in a charge sheet. Investigations christened Rumble in the Jungle form part of the Operation Recover All Loot promised by the current administration when it first came into office. Dr. Dominic Ayine says he's unmoved by the negative commentary on Oral.
Oral reports are still coming into my office. Now, those who are pushing me to go to court and who are saying that By now, convictions should have been obtained. I know you are Ghanaians, you have legitimate expectations of your government officials, including the president and the attorney general. But we need to do a good job. Not that I will rush to court. Defense lawyers will come and raise objections, throw my case out, and then the same Ghanaians who wanted me to go to court expeditiously will now turn around and say that Ayine is an incompetent attorney general. I was never an incompetent lawyer in private practice. I don't want to be an incompetent lawyer in public service.
Now, the former CEO of the Buffer Stock, Abdul Hanan Wahab, has reacted to all of the accusations by the Attorney General. Let's quickly bring that to you. He says, my attention has been drawn to recent statements made by the Honorable Attorney General during a press engagement in which my name was mentioned in connection with allegations of corruption. He says, I wish to state respectfully that these claims are untrue and do not reflect the facts of the matter. I have no involvement in the issues being referred to, and I find the comments deeply unfortunate. He says, I have asked my legal representatives to review the situation and to advise on the appropriate steps to protect my reputation. I look forward to the opportunity to represent or present my side and to have my day in court where I am confident that the truth will be made clear. He ends by saying, I remain fully committed to the principles of honesty, transparency, and integrity that have guided my work throughout my career. And so that is coming from the former Buffer Stock CEO, Abdul Hanan Wahab, reacting to the accusations there from the Attorney General.
Absolutely. So it's clearly a subject that many of you have been reacting to. So we'll keep very close tabs on it and see. Friday is just a few hours away when the Attorney General does file those charges. We'll see what the reactions to it will be. So let your comments come in the comment section, and we'll be happy to share it with the rest of the world. We're going on to some other stories still on legal matters now. Right, so we are staying on legal issues because the Accra High Court has granted former Deputy Director of the National Service Authority, Gifty Oware-Mensah, a bail of 10 million Ghana cedis with 3 sureties after pleading not guilty to multiple offences, including money laundering. Oware-Mensah is accused of generating over 9,000 ghost names through which she stole more than 38 million Ghana cedis. Lord Edwasare was in court and reports.
Gifty Oware-Mensah has been charged with 5 counts of offences, namely stealing, willfully causing financial loss to the state, using public office for profit, and money laundering. In court on Wednesday, October 22, lawyers of Gifty Oware-Mensah, led by Nana Benyi Akun, holding brief for Gary Nemako, prayed for bail for the former deputy director, citing that she is not flight risk. He told the court that Gifty is a mother of a 3-year-old child and has cooperated with investigators since reporting herself to the National Investigations Bureau. Akun further noted that the former NSA deputy director is undergoing medical treatment, a fact he added had been communicated to the prosecution. Prosecution, led by Director of Public Prosecution Yvonne Atakrao-Bobisa, did not oppose the bail application, but added that it should be one that would compel the accused to appear when called upon. Justice Audrey Kokuvite, after hearing from both counsel, granted Gifty Oware-Mensah a bail of 10 million Ghana cedis with 3 sureties, 2 to be justified with landed properties. The sureties are also to deposit the Ghana cards and residential addresses to the registrar of the court. The court additionally ordered her to report to police investigators on the first Tuesday and Thursday of every month. She is also to deposit her passport with the registrar, and her name is to be placed on the stop list at all entry points in the country. The court also ordered the prosecution to further disclosures before November 19, and the case has been adjourned to November 25. Lord Idwasare, TV3 News, Accra.
Also, a 45-year-old French teacher at the Labone Senior High School, Godwin Adigbale, is facing a charge of indecent assault after allegedly molesting a female student of the school. The French teacher has pleaded not guilty to the charge and has been granted a bail of 50,000 cedis with 2 sureties. Lord Idwasare reports again.
Appearing before the district court at the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit at the police headquarters in Accra, the prosecution indicated that the 45-year-old inserted his fingers into the private parts of the 16-year-old female student. Per the brief facts, the prosecution alleged that Gordon admitted to inserting his fingers into the victim's private part and kissed her for a few minutes in the French lab of the school on August 28. He was subsequently arrested on September 1, 2025, after the incident was reported to the school authorities and the guardians of the victim. In court on Wednesday, October 22, lawyers of the Labone Senior High School French teacher, led by Ernest Besemete, pleaded for bail for the accused, noting that he had cooperated with investigators and was in a police inquiry bail. The prosecution did not oppose the bail application, but prayed that he reports to the police regularly for investigations. The court then granted Gordon Adigble a 50 Ghana cedis bail with 2 sureties to be justified. The court also ordered him to report to the police every 2 weeks at the cantonment police station until the final determination of the case. The presiding judge ordered the prosecution to file the disclosures before the next hearing and adjourn the case to December 10 for continuation. Lodido Asari, TV3 News, Accra.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor continues to spark controversy as it now faces intense scrutiny 8 years after it was set up. The Ombudsman is plagued by questions about its effectiveness in securing convictions and making significant financial recoveries despite receiving millions of cedis in funding. Evelyn Tingma has more in the following report.
Reports are rife. The OSP, since its establishment 8 years ago, has had 7 convictions, but no one has been jailed, with 13 pending cases. Be as it may, the OSP said it has been able to recover monies, saving millions of cedis for the country, including $40 million through disruption of counterfeit syndicates, 128 million cedis recovered in assets and cash in the first half of 2025, and 106,309 Ghana cedis recovered in full from a payroll fraud scheme involving the Ghana Education Service. The OSP continues to pursue new cases and recoveries, including the case involving former Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, and 9 others accused of extorting over 291.5 million Ghana cedis and $323,407. But a cross-section of the public is not satisfied. They want persons jailed, urging the OSP to do more and stop defending itself at the least.
If the issue is to just get people to pay back monies, then I'll spend the money, then later I'll give you back the money and I'm gone. So people need to be prosecuted. As long as when someone commits a crime, they're able to send a person to court and to jail. People have to go through that process to help deter others from also doing some acts. He's not willing to prosecute that man.
One way or the other, they are doing their work, but more is to be done and they shouldn't just lay back. We have a lot of corruption going on as it stands now, and we have to actually face it squarely. Ghanaians are now awake, and we require accountability and all that, so they shouldn't take Ghanaians for granted as it stands now, because we are all watching and we are all listening, and we want things to be done right.
Some have also expressed concern about the OSP's budget allocation, with some questioning whether the office is providing value for money.
Suspension of salary should be done immediately at the office for the next 3 months, giving him a tax. Go and retrieve whoever has embezzled so much, and then after the 3 months, when that tax is done, you can come for all the 3 months salary. So work must be done on performance, not sitting in the office with documentations, reading them, movement to and fro, and yet taxpayers' monies are being used to resource them. This is not acceptable.
Some, including MPs, called for a thorough review of the OSP's performance to ensure accountability and value for money. The review aims to assess the OSP's effectiveness and identify areas for improvement. As the OSP faces intense scrutiny, the question remains whether the office can deliver on its mandate and make a meaningful impact in the fight against corruption. Evelyn Tingma, TV3 News, Accra.
To some more news this evening, the anti-LGBTQ bill is back on the front burner in Parliament. Minority members are now accusing government of deliberate tactics to avoid passing it into law. The bill was advertised on Tuesday when the House reconvened, but it was missing the next day, with claims that the Speaker was not aware of its reintroduction. Christian Yale chronicles what transpired in Parliament.
It all started when the Majority Leader indicated during a media engagement with the press corps that the anti-LGBTQ bill was passed by the last Parliament and was sent to the Presidency, and so there is no need to reintroduce it.
My recollection is that it was passed by Parliament already, and the issue was giving it a presidential assent. So that is where it should be taken up. I don't see why anybody should bring us a bill that we have passed already. I think the step is to push for it to be given the assent.
If you maintain that it was passed and so ordinarily it shouldn't be brought back, how do you just oppose it, knowing that ordinarily it must have died with the 8th Parliament? Again, Leader, you supervise the Business Committee, so how did it feature on the order paper if you claim you were not aware?
I was at Business Committee. You were at Business Committee. Was it discussed? No, it wasn't discussed. Now, the Constitution says that if a bill is not passed and then the life of the Parliament expires, then it lapses. But this one was passed. If you don't resolve the question of what is the legal effect of our having passed it, it will be difficult to take it again on the floor.
It did not end there. During the proceedings in the chamber, the first Deputy Minority Whip, Habib Idris, raised the question about why the bill was featured on the order paper the previous day, but is missing the next time.
When we drew the attention of the Speaker to the advertisement, he indicated that he did not recall approving that it should be advertised.
The Minority Leader, Alexander Afeomaken, then rose to his feet and argued that this government has no option than to pass the bill into law.
Only yesterday, when we were raising this issue, Mr. Speaker, you were saying that the bill must pass. Now you are in government, you are in the hot seat. When the IMF, the World Bank, IPU threatening, you are now running away, you are saying procedure. Which mistake? There was nothing administratively in error. You force LGBT on the throat of the Akufo-Addo government. Today, you don't want LGBT. You would want it. Mumbe pepa. Mumbe pepa, papa, papa, papa. You use it to win election. Now, when your stakeholders, the international community is warning you, you want to run away. Run to where?
Lead proponent of the bill, who doubles as NPP's MP for Asin South, John Ntimfojo, then addressed the press and accused government of deliberate tactics to delay the passage of the bill into law.
We on the minority side of Parliament are very disappointed in the NDC government for their shameful shifts in position on a matter that is very important to 93% of our population, as per Afro Barometer survey conducted. We are asking NDC government, where is the Human Sexual Rights Bill, which had gone through all the processes and approved? Today, the Majority Leader is telling us that Speaker is not aware. The clerk is not aware. And the First Deputy Speaker is saying he's not aware. But he chaired the committee that approved this bill as private members' bill. This goes clearly to indicate that there seems to be a clear attempt by NDC government to run away from this bill. We are demanding that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill be passed now. Be passed now. And not deferred to any other time.
Away from Parliament, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is engaging key stakeholders in the implementation of the new mining law beginning 2026. So far, 300 licenses have totally been revoked for failing to follow mining rules.
The Mining Act 2006, Act 703, was promulgated in 2006 and is a key legislation regulating mining in Ghana. According to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Kofi-Boah, the mining laws are part of the problems, and so new laws are needed to regulate the alien sector. He revealed that processes to amend the act was 90% complete.
We are 90% complete in overhauling the law. My target is that by next year, a new law that will have key provisions. For example, Maincom will not have the luxury of just issuing licenses sitting in the comfort of Accra. And they give a license in, say, Nkawie to somebody who has never been in the Ashanti region. This is his first time he's going there. And even the coordinates that they've given him, whether it's in the water body, they've given him the license. It's not going to happen again.
300 mining licenses have so far been totally revoked for failing to follow rules.
A lot of irregularities, over 1,000 something. And so we want to create better systems where everybody can see that this is the processes. The MCAS is so transparent that it shouldn't be somebody with political connections who should be able to apply. And it discourages people from doing the right thing. I should be able to know the day that my license will expire, so I'll take steps to correct it.
Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Adam Mutawakilu, expressed grave concern about the alarming turbidity levels of water bodies meant for treatment.
With the accumulation of silt, as you indicated, some of our intakes have silted to a level that we use submersible pumps that are deep down. So you see that the silt is here, the pump is down there. So with the clean water at the top, the pumps still find it difficult to get clean water for our processing.
Both institutions have pledged their unwavering commitment to restoring the dignity of existing water bodies.
When President John Dramani Mahama reinstated parent-teacher associations in July, many parents saw it as a return of community voice and school management after nearly 8 years. But barely months into the directive, a fresh dispute has emerged, this time over who truly controls the PTAs. There's more in the following report.
In 2017, when the free senior high school policy took off, PTAs were quietly dissolved. Government said the move would ease parents' financial burden. Then, in July this year, President John Dramani Mahama ordered their full reinstatement, and the Ghana Education Service GES was directed to operationalize the order. Months on, a new controversy has emerged. GES has cautioned schools nationwide against collecting unauthorized PTA levies to bring order, transparency and fairness. But the National Council of Parent-Teacher Association disagrees and has dragged both the GES and the Attorney General to court. The association argues GES is interfering with the rights of PTAs despite guidelines that recognize PTAs as autonomous bodies. The parents are challenging the clause that requires headmasters to approve withdrawal applications before PTA executives access association funds. The council says that requirement has no legitimacy. Another clause requires PTA accounts be externally audited as part of school accounts by the Auditor Generals. A move, the council says, gives government unlawful control over their finances. The National Council is asking an Accra High Court to restrain the GES and the Attorney General from implementing what it calls the approved guidelines for PTAs in senior high schools. For now, the National PTA Council is demanding explicit protection of its autonomy. The GES insists it is acting within its mandate to ensure accountability and fairness.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. Business is right up after this break.
I love President Charcoal. Why? When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste. That's both charcoal and lemon. Oh, does it? Yes. Look right here. Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has two of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally. Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles.
For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal. Pepsodent.
Why are more and more professionals choosing Flamingo paint?
As an interior decorator, I aim for that beautiful elegance look. Flamingo paint
has great hiding ability to cover and transform old walls easily with just one coat.
Impressive. For me, as a professional painter, I love Flamingo paints because with this small paints, I paint huge area, meaning more profit for me.
Great value for money.
As an architect, Flamingo Paint, with its well-researched and solid composition, guarantees durability for all my buildings.
Flamingo Paint. Superior hiding, superior coverage, superior durability. Flamingo Paint. Simply superior.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, as
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Now, the Ghana Statistical Service has revealed that informal cross-border trade between Ghana and its three land neighbors, Togo, Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire, was valued at 7.4 billion cedis in the fourth quarter of 2024. According to government statistician Dr. Alhassan Idrisu, this figure represents 4.3% of Ghana's total trade for the period.
The survey highlighted the crucial role of informal cross-border trade, ICBT, and regional commerce and food supply. Ghana recorded a trade surplus with Burkina Faso amounting to 576 million cedis and Cote d'Ivoire 378 million cedis, but a deficit with Togo valued at 539 million cedis. Informal trade accounted for 61.2% of all trade with Togo, 55.7% with Cote d'Ivoire, and 37.1% with Burkina Faso. For informal exports, alcoholic drinks stood at 187 million cedis, soft drinks was 170 million cedis, other informal exports were petrol and second-hand clothes. For informal imports, cooking oil was 270 million cedis, mattresses 171 million cedis, rice 143 million cedis, and livestock 159 million cedis.
Ghana's economy extends far beyond formal trade systems. Every day, exchanges across our borders contribute billions of Ghana cedis to national and regional growth. They sustain families, they feed communities, and they keep markets alive. Every cedi in that figure reflects goods. It reflects people, and it reflects communities engaged in daily cross-border exchange that until now has gone largely unmeasured.
Recognizing that informal trade is vital for household income, but present challenges like reduced tax collection and limited regulation, the GSS offered key recommendations.
There is a need to support informal traders through upgrading of border infrastructure and provision of registration, access to credit, and training to make trade faster and easier.
The data comes from GSS's first ever national ICBT survey, which covered the period from October to December 2024, gathering information from 321 active border points.
Now, the Africa Capacity Building Foundation is calling on African governments to prioritize effective public financial management and invest in continuous training for staff to keep pace with modern practices. PFM remains a vital yet underperforming pillar of governance across the continent, with systematic inefficiencies hampering revenue mobilization and service delivery.
Despite ongoing reforms, weak accountability, politicized budgeting and fragmented oversight continue to drain resources and limit the impact of public investment. These challenges undermine sustainable development, erode public trust and constrain Africa's ability to finance its own growth agenda. Speaking at the opening of Ghana's National Workshop on Enhancing Leadership and Governance in Public Financial Management, ACBF Director for Programs and Impact, Abdraman Diko, stressed the need for regular capacity building to ensure optimal performance from public servants.
Well, it's crucial because that's the heart of the government. When we talk about public financial management, it's those who are in charge of managing the public finances in the country. So they are at the beginning and at the central of the life of the government. So building the capacity of those in charge of public financial management is critical and is crucial.
Meanwhile, the Chief Economics Officer of the Ministry of Finance reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening PFM systems in the national interest.
We've actually realized that when we have our PFM right, it will definitely serve as an anchor to anti-corruption, issues of fiscal sustainability, as well as value for money. And we know that as a country, we've had challenges with our development with regard to how we have managed our finances and all that. And so this program is very important to us in that regard.
And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe Up next, we bring you updates now from the currency and the commodities market.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. The Black Stars have been shortlisted for the Men's National Team of the Year award at the 2025 CAF Awards. The team has so far won 5 of its 6 competitive matches this year and will face stiff competition from 9 other nations for the top honor. The senior national team defeated Comoros to secure automatic qualification to the 2026 World Cup, topping Group I with 25 points, the 4th highest total in the CAF qualifying series. However, no Ghanaian player was shortlisted for the Men's Player of the Year award, with Egypt's Mohamed Salah, Morocco's Ashraf Hakimi, Nigeria's Victor Osimhen, and 7 others vying for the prize. The award is expected to take place in Morocco later this year in December. And so those are the teams, countries that Ghana would be competing against for the award. There's Algeria, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Morocco's under-24. They triumphed in Chile just a few days ago, winning an under-20 World Cup. The senior Moroccan team, Senegal, South Africa, and then Tunisia. And so let's do some more here on News 360, where Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association, Amabrobe Williams, has described the upcoming international friendly between the Black Queens and England's 3 Lionesses as a defining moment for women's football in Ghana. Speaking at the official launch of the match, scheduled for December 2, 2025, at the St. Mary's Stadium in Southampton, Ms. Brobe Williams emphasized that the game represents more than a sporting contest. Rather, it symbolizes Ghana's broader journey in empowering women through football.
In a few weeks, the world will watch as our Black Queens face England's Lionesses. For many, it will be a spectacle of skill. But for us, it's a mirror reflecting how far we have come and the distance we are determined to travel. This match is rallying a cry that Ghanaian women belong on the biggest stages, that our players can compete with the very best, and our nation stands behind them. Football in Ghana is more than a sport. It is the rhythm of our towns, the language of our youth, and the engine for social cohesion. When the Black Queens step on the pitch, football becomes an equalizer. It opens doors for girls in small towns and big cities alike, giving them access to education, mentorship, and career pathways that they might have never had.
Now, before we go, let's just bring you up to date with the latest from match day 3 of the UEFA Champions League. This is the second day. Remember, started with the early kickoff between Galatasaray and Bodo Glimt. Victor Osimhen grabbing a brace there. And Inaki's Athletic Club also beat Karabakh by 3-1. Unfortunately for the Ghanaian, he was subbed off after 34 minutes due to an apparent groin injury. Other matches are still going after kicking off at 7 p.m. Chelsea have increased that scoreline from 2-1 to 3-1 in the past few seconds. Atalanta still goalless with Slavia Prague, and Liverpool have also scored 2 quick-fire goals to make sure it's 3-1 against Frankfurt. Bayern also leading Club Brugge by 3-0. You can get updates of these games and more on our social media handles at 3SportsGH. My name is Oreku Ampofo.
Entertainment.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Entertainment News segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, Oji the MC has been a strong advocate for professionalism and celebration of MCs and hype men within Ghana's entertainment and events industry. Now, according to him, the craft has evolved into a vital part of the country's entertainment culture.
Over the weekend, renowned events host OG the MC held the first edition of the MC's workshop at the British Council in Accra. The event served as a mentorship and training platform for aspiring and professional MCs, offering insights into stagecraft, professionalism, and personal branding. The workshop featured notable speakers who shared real-life lessons on discipline, stage presence, audience engagement, global adaptability, and legal awareness in the entertainment industry. OG the MC led a practical session on becoming a successful MC, emphasizing the need for greater female representation in the field. The event hosted the launch of Hypecraft GH Association, Ghana's first official body dedicated to uniting and empowering MCs and hype men.
Most of the artists are coming on stage with hype men, and it's like a thing right now that everybody is understanding. We have pushed the culture, or we've actually forced it in the culture, because it was never part of our industry. As in, you're seeing an artist and you are seeing a hype man on stage. But now that they've seen the worth and what we can do, because it's like, what are you bringing on board for the artist to always be with you or tag you along wherever he's going as a hype man?
This marks a significant step toward professionalizing and celebrating the roles of MCs and hype men in Ghana's entertainment and events industry. Hypecraft GH plans to roll out its membership programs, training initiatives, and a national conference soon.
All MCs, all creatives, and hype men too in the country, that we are going to come up with something, because there are definitely concerts or festivals that we can actually do ourselves for people to come, and there won't be no artists too, which happens in other part of the countries and everything. So yeah, there's a lot that we are putting up together that we are going to be doing soon.
And now we bring you some tidbits from the entertainment world.
Sean Diddy Combs' attorneys have filed a notice to appeal his conviction and 15-month prison sentence for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Judge Arun Subramanian also imposed a $500,000 fine and 5 years of probation, citing the need for accountability in cases involving abuse of women. Combs, who expressed remorse during sentencing, had requested a shorter sentence. His trial, which began after his September 2024 arrest, drew major media attention. Prosecutors accused him of using his industry power to coerce women to sexual acts, with testimony from multiple women, including singer Cassandra Ventura. A jury found him guilty on 2 charges, but cleared him of the most serious allegations.
Well, that's it for the Entertainment News segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
International news is next.
At least 7 people have been killed, including 2 children, during intense Russian drone and missile strikes on Ukraine, officials say. A kindergarten was hit in Ukraine's second biggest city, Kharkiv, and there was widespread damage in Kiev. Children were among the 27 people wounded. Hours earlier, U.S. President Donald Trump said his plans for an imminent summit in Budapest with Russia's Vladimir Putin had been shelved as he did not want a wasted meeting. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the attacks proved Moscow had not come under enough pressure for its continued war. The Kremlin has rejected calls for a ceasefire along the current front lines made both by Trump and European leaders. The International Court of Justice has said Israel is obliged to facilitate the delivery of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip by the United Nations and its entities to ensure basic needs of the Palestinian civilians are met. An advisory opinion from the UN's top court also said Israel had not substantiated its allegations that The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, lacked neutrality, or that a significant number of its staff were members of Hamas or other armed groups. UNRWA has denied the claims. Israel rejected the opinion as political and insisted it will not cooperate with UNRWA.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu. This morning news on 3news.com. Good evening.